Okay, can you hear me now?
Barely.
Okay, I'll speak loud. So you were talking about the CBA and how you didn't want to sell, and of course, Isaiah Thomas, went ahead and tanked the league. So where do you move from there after the Fort Wayne Fury?
Well, we did I took over IMG Sports Medicine, IMG in Bradenton, Florida. And so we built the sports medicine facility up there and the coordination between all the conditioning and the sports medicine. But also I took over as the head of the basketball at IMG. And we had a guy named Joe Abunassar who did he was great at conditioning the players, and we brought in a lot of NBA players to train there. But I did a camp with Robert Parish and Clifford Ray, a big man camp that we had NBA centers come in for a 2-week period of time to train in the summertime. And we did that for 8 years until Clifford's Ray's health problem came up and we discontinued. But that was a great experience. We had some of the top NBA centers come in, and then we had guards like Ty Lue and Chauncey Billups, and would come in and train, and so it was amazing. We would have the mornings we would do a lot of conditioning work and skill work with the players, and then in the afternoon we'd divide the players up into teams, and it was phenomenal. It's like watching an NBA game every day in person. These guys went at it, trained hard, and it was a real fun experience. But as two of the best people, Clifford Ray and Robert Parish, that you could ever do anything with, they've remained great friends, and they made a real contribution to some of these guys. Eric Dampier, Kendrick Perkins, Kendrick Perkins, who if it wasn't for Clifford Ray, Kendrick Perkins, I can't imagine what he would be doing in life. But he really helped him develop. We had a lot of Eric Dampier was another one that Clifford was especially helpful to. So it was a great experience. So I kept my hands in basketball a little bit that way, but it was certainly something I miss now. I think my wife misses it more than I do. Actually, she had so much fun with it.
How far are you away from Bradenton?
It's probably 10, 12 miles, but it's about a 45-minute trip the way traffic is down here anymore. But we're close. We're at Siesta Key.
Were you friends, or do you know, or David Magley?
No, who? I'm sorry.
Dave Magley, 1978 Indiana Mr. Basketball, played at Kansas.
Oh, yes. I know of him. I really don't know him. But yeah, I know some of the things that he accomplished down here.
So what do you do now? Are you retired? Are you still work?
No, I still work. I'm seeing patients every day. We have Lakewood Ranch Hospital. I have a partner that we do all the therapy, PT, OT, speech, inpatient and outpatient at the hospital. And then I have my own clinic that I'm 72 years old and trying hard to sell the thing, but I can't find anybody to buy it. So if you know anyone, I'd be glad to. But I go to work early and finish by 1:30 or 2, and then I go. I play a place called Gator Creek, a great golf course down here, and so every day about 1:30 or 2, I'm at the golf course. So I'm working like part-time playing golf a lot.
If there's anything that you could have changed in what you've done during your lifetime, is there anything that you would change?
Well, that's a quick question. I'd have to think that over, but immediately I think it would have changed my life if I would have taken the baseball scholarships, but I don't think I I think my experience that I had playing in that conference, the ICC, was a dream of mine. It was unlikely that a guy my size would get an opportunity to do that. And it's because of a guy like Jack Hogan that I got the opportunity to do that, because he proved ahead of me what a small guy could do, and I got an opportunity, I think, because of him. So growing up in Indiana, basketball was so very important to me. It still is. That I don't regret, even though I think I could have played, but who knows what fate is, what it is. I'm happy that I got the opportunity to play college basketball.
What was it like to get the nod to be inducted into the DePaul Athletic Hall of Fame?
I'm sorry, what was the?
What was it like to get that nod and get that phone call that you were going to be put into the DePaul Athletic Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that was a surprising call that I got, and wasn't expecting it at all. But I thought it was a pretty neat thing. I was real proud of that. And I know my dad was real proud of that, because he wanted me to go there. He grew up in Bowman Gym just like I did, and so I thought that was a really fine moment in my life to be able to get in. I made a terrible mistake though. I stood up and they were videoing this, and I stood up in front of everybody and I proceeded to thank everybody, janitors and all the people in Greencastle. And I thanked everybody but my wife. I had people there and I recognized everybody. And so I finished and she goes, "Nice speech. You forgot me." And so I never have watched that video because of that. And but it was a big moment for our family. The kids were there, and aunts and uncles. It was the one thing that was really fun for me is that I had like every game I ever played in Greencastle, I had an entourage of family. And one of the highlights with owning the Fort Wayne Fury was Damon Bailey and his family, that his uncle and his grandparents, his wife and mom and dad, they sat in the same box with every night, every game. They drove all the way from Bedford to Fort Wayne, which is a long drive, and they went back home every night after those games, drove back, and they never missed a game. And I thought, what a neat thing that I had to have that experience. And then what a neat thing for Damon to have that experience, and we got to share in that. So that was always one of the highlights of owning the Fury.
Is the athletic training industry, how much has it changed, and do you see it as a positive?
I'm still having, sorry, I'm Billy.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. The athletic training business, how much has it changed, and is it continually changing, and is it changing in the positive?
Well, I think it's changing very much in a positive. I'm in physical therapy, but the athletic trainers are becoming, which is what we wanted to do. We wanted to get exposure for the athletic trainers, but get coverage for all the schools, and that's come a long way. When I started this, and in Fort Wayne, there were no athletic trainers around. The schools would have student managers, and sometimes some physician would cover the games, or the football games. They would have somebody, but now they've got coverage with certified athletic trainers all over the place. The orthopedic clinics there have sponsored a lot of that, hired the trainers, and so that's been fun to watch that development. But the trainers are so well educated and get to the kids quick. It's just a completely different coverage pattern now than what there used to be, and very, very much positive.
Do you watch any baseball or basketball today?
Yeah.
Do you watch any baseball or basketball today?
Yeah, I watch some, not as much as I once did. I never missed I watch a lot of college basketball. I've got a lot of friends that are working in it. And in the NBA, until they took the stance they took a couple years ago on the social stance that they took, I think I'm just going to be blunt. I think they wiped out a lot of their fan base doing that. I thought it was a mistake. I know the demographics of fan bases. I learned that very well through the Fury, and it carried over similar in the NBA. And so I just don't. I don't watch NBA nearly as much as I used to. But the talent is unbelievable. If they don't start calling palming a ball or call traveling, I can't stand to watch it much more. It's just incredible the advantage you get by being able to turn the ball over in your hand to play. But I sure don't watch as much as I used to. But still, I really, really enjoyed watching Caitlin Clark this year at Iowa. It's like Pete Maravich came back.
Jay Frye, I kept you long. We had some technical difficulties, but I think everyone is going to enjoy this. Thank you so much for your time. Let me get my professional editing skills to put this together. And now you can hit go and hit your front nine or your back nine. I appreciate your time. Well,
Billy, it's an honor that you included me, and it's a blast being able to sit here and talk about basketball, Indiana basketball, especially. It's a special place in my heart forever, and I sure admire what you're doing to keep that nostalgia alive for us all.
So I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much, and believe me, some of my best shows are the ones that have a technological blip in them. So this will be great. Thank you, Jay.
All right, Billy. Thanks a lot. Sure appreciate it.